Is this community note? Brown robbed a convenience store, attacked Officer Wilson, reached into his patrol vehicle and struggled over the police firearm and was discharged, then charged at the officer at gunpoint resisting arrest. Investigations, including Obama's DOJ, ruled race was not a factor. I mean, Elon Musk apparently also followed one of the most openly race realist accounts on the entire platform yesterday. Community notes are just written by Adolf Hitler. You know what I mean? Here, there you go. There's another byproduct. That monitoring bias guy. Yeah. The more we become atomized, the more we are isolated, the more we rely on incredibly malleable forms of communication with one another in an effort to develop some kind of social cohesion. And those platforms like this one, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, are obviously very easy to completely dominate and change the outcome and change the culture on. That's a bit terrifying. People see this about TikTok and say this about TikTok because it's like Chinese owned, and they're like, look at how awful this is. Look at how terrifying TikTok is. But it's like, but they don't think about it from the perspective of X in the same way, because they're like, well, Elon is on our side. He's our guy. Well, not really. He seems like a very incredibly right-wing psychopath. This is the mind-blowingly racist neo-Nazi account that Elon Musk just followed. Literally one of the most racist accounts on this entire website. If I could get across only one essential point to my followers, it would be this: the difference in the in-group distribution of cognitive ability between whites and blacks, let alone Asians and blacks, is breathtaking and explains the existence of most disparate racial outcomes. Question: where are the Mexicans, our largest immigrant group by far, in all of this? Answer: almost nowhere to be found. It's almost as if illegal mass immigration of barely literate non-English speakers from nations with low mean IQs isn't a good idea. 35% of black people in the U.S. have an IQ below 80, borderline intellectual disability, compared to less than 10% of whites and 4% of Asians. This fact explains so much about the disparities in America, but is untouchable in the discourse. I mean, this is just straight racism. This is race realism from like the early 1900s. You know what I mean? I keep saying this. The U.S. black mean IQ is 85. Inner cities is probably below. It's probably below 80. There's no path forward closing achievement gaps where such a huge cognitive disadvantage exists. Getting these kids up to 8th grade level is the best one can hope for. This is why the IQ conversation is one that needs to be carefully conducted, because a lot of people think that this is meaningful. A lot of people think that IQ is like IQ actually is measuring your level of intelligence. I mean, this guy is no different than a 1900s phrenologist, a eugenicist that was immediately owned, and even before the Hitler particle. You know what I mean? Like, this is all outdated science that people recognize in 2023, the year of our holy Lord, as like outdated for obvious reasons. The only way that they can mask this, like, they usually know this is bullshit as well, these guys that utilize IQ this way. Guess what? That's why they will turn around and say, oh, it's because it's real and these guys are coping and you can't say it. It's a big secret you can't say. No, bitch, you can say it. It's just that, like, everybody understands that it doesn't measure what you think it measures. Okay? Especially when there are gigantic swings even in that measurement. Okay? Whether you get, whether you have enough food, whether you have trained enough, whether you can comprehend the words that are being utilized, like if your English is your second language. So clearly, there are far too many components for it to be a consistent and coherent way to measure even intelligence, even though it doesn't even fucking measure intelligence to begin with. Musk has gone fully around the bend now. This is KKK Nazi stuff. He's the second richest man in the world, and he owns what remains the most powerful social media site for news and politics. He's a massive government contractor. There needs to be congressional hearings. If I want to be crystal clear, Musk is enthralled to some of the very worst racism that America has to offer. It is a scandal if one thin dime of government money or subsidy ends up in his pockets. He's a huge security contractor. That's not acceptable. Frankly, if I was black or Hispanic member of Congress, I'd be in a blind fury that a man with these views was anything but persona non grata with the U.S. government. Musk met with Chuck Schumer just a few months ago. It's like meeting David Duke. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Frankly, if I was black or Hispanic, also, folks, the wily race science Nazi himself has shown up in the mention. Stop arguing with him. He has 10 million random statistics to throw at you and a horde of trolls. He'll never agree and you can't win. He's not an expert. I think his only published work is on the Middle Eastern conflict or anything. This is his passion project, collecting any number he can find, stripped of context, suggests that black people are intellectually inferior or inherently criminal. The trick here is that the racial gaps are well known, but explaining the cause of racial gaps is immensely complicated because the life paths of socially differentiated groups are so different. He waves away all of that and says the lesser races are just born stupid. Obviously, it's just true. Look at all the blue check marks. Is it racist or an inconvenient truth? The inconvenient truth is that you're a pathetic loser who paid $8 a month to get like a little bit of an algorithm boost that makes you feel better about yourself, especially because your life is a litany of fucking failures, and that's why you have to go back to like some kind of racial purity metric to make yourself feel good, because all of the future that was promised to you, whether it be the American dream or even making a little bit more than your fucking white parents, was very quickly stolen from you. So now you have to go back into your mythology and engage in myth making in an effort to feel that sense of entitlement and what was actually stolen from you, the promise that you would be the dominant white person, you would be the superior person. That's it. That's what it is. That's what a lot of this like race pervertry comes from. The notion that like the understandable notion that either an incredible wrong has been committed on your people that you that has never been healed, racial wounds that have never been healed. So you look for like alternative history. That's how you arrive at like Black Israelite theory and whatnot. Or you're an entitled person that society was designed around, and you still did not succeed in the way that you thought you would. And as your material conditions are worsening, you look for, you desperately try to find a moment in history that you mythologize, even if it's not related to you in any way, shape, or form, to make it seem like, you know, you were a Viking god at some point, and you still maybe are. That's it. It's no different than shifting. Like, you know, we talk about Zoomers and shit, and we're like, oh, Zoomers are shifting to Hogwarts. Zoomers are going to, you know, fuck Draco Malfoy or whatever. And it's like, well, these guys are shifting into Viking mythology. You know what I mean? They think they're fucking Vikings. Like, brother, you are not a Norse warrior. Okay? This is basically describing how fascism manifests and gets to those types of people. Yes, that is precisely what I'm saying. Because that is how fascism manifests. I know. I've written a lot on this. I have read a lot on this. I've talked a lot on this. Like, this is something that I've been talking about for years. And unfortunately, it's back. It's super back. I mean, it never really goes away, but it's like even more back than it was before, you know? Same for the dudes on Twitter that think they're Greek philosophers. No, exactly. That is precisely what it is, the same exact thing. It's the same thing that Nazis did. You know, esoteric runes and Nordic mythos that they added on to their you know, shared cultural perspective and history. These guys are appropriating Delulu from the girly pops. The only thing they have in common with Greek philosophers is that they're both pedophiles. Well, that too. That is the wildest part about it, is that they're not even using like a whitewashed version of that. They're just straight up like defending the pedophilia aspect as well. That's what I've seen from some of these like new extreme right-wing guys, which is very odd. Very, very, very odd. I don't know why you think that you should not be ashamed of that kind of mentality and you are like openly promoting it. It's like painting Joseph Smith as a treasure hunter as opposed to a guy who pillaged Indian burial grounds, a whitewashed version of the truth. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to take this back to our boy Johnny Harris, but I don't believe that Johnny Harris made a video that is like pro-Mormon. More news about Twitter becoming the preferred platform for Nazi pedophiles. Oh, this is awesome. I sent this to I sent this to Alexa this morning. So Twitter executives went and defended restoring an account that shared child sex abuse material. This is a Forbes.com article. There was a congressional hearing in Australia, in the Australian Parliament, late Wednesday. And executives at X, the company formerly known as Twitter, testified in front of the parliament, and they defended the restoration of an X account after it shared child sexual abuse material in late July. The incident attracted widespread attention because the ex-owner Elon Musk personally intervened to reinstate the account after a violation that would normally result in a permanent ban from the social media platform. Nick Pickles. No. I need to. What am I doing? What am I doing? What the fuck am I doing? What is happening with the world? Nick Pickles? Nick Pickles. That's his name. Like from the Rugrats. Tommy Pickles' older brother, Nick Pickles. Really? You got that guy as the head of global development affairs? Yeah, I'm Pickle Nick. Oh my God. Okay. Turn myself into a pickle. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nick Pickles, I'm going to skip that part. One of the challenges we see is, for example, people sharing this content out of outrage because they want to raise awareness of an issue and see something in the media. Pickles testified according to an audio live stream. Yeah, here it is. Okay, let's watch it. The Twitter exec seemed to suggest it was fine to share child sex abuse material out of outrage or to raise awareness. Needless to say, there's nothing in the Twitter terms of service that says it's fine to share child sex abuse material if you're doing it out of outrage.
We have a zero tolerance to the content, but we may, in the view of the account itself, feel that permanent suspension isn't the proportionate response. Accounts dedicated to distributing, accounts engaging in this, we want off Twitter, off X as fast as possible, but there are cases globally.
Oh, accounts dedicated to sharing child sex abuse we don't want. But if it's like a one-off and you got real fucking horny or real angrily horny, you know what I mean? Then it's like fine, I guess. I love that this guy is literally talking about the distribution of child pornography and he's about to hit that with a butt. Okay? Let's see what he has to say.
Off Twitter, off X as fast as possible. But there are cases globally where people do share this content out of outrage. And in those cases, we do look at whether removing the content is the appropriate response.
Well, I'm sorry, but if I'm outraged by some content, I'm not going to share that to make the point. But what I would do is, if I am a consumer of that type of material, you're now just saying, if I just share that in the pretense that I'm outraged, that's okay.
Well, it's actually a crime.
It's a crime.
This, by the way, quite literally goes against prior Twitter policy and prior policy that is widely shared online. This kind of content is unacceptable in any setting. Okay? In any setting, it's literally a crime. If you want to completely destroy safe harbor provisions, this is what you do. Okay? You will globally eviscerate any kind of safe harbor laws you had if you start picking and choosing what kind of child pornography posting is appropriate. Okay? Are you fucking insane? We have talked about this before. CP and sharing CP is not only profoundly illegal, but in an effort to combat it on websites oftentimes, okay, they will hit the highest version of security protections where, like, even if you share it in a DM, you're done. Your account is fucking banned. We know this only because, what was it? There was a story that was hit with that level of protection. Was it the Hunter Biden stuff? I forget what it was, but there was something that that either was like Hunter Biden's cock that got that level of protection or something else. It might have been the New York Post story about Hunter. You couldn't even send it in DMs. The idea that like Elon Musk saying that he came on this website, he bought the website to like eviscerate pedophiles, while simultaneously his head of global affairs is like defending some child pornography from being spread is insane to me.
And it should be suspended permanently. There is no excuse whether you're posting something through outrage, which to me just is not logical, that your account should not be permanently suspended. You can see why we don't have a lot of faith and trust in what you're telling us here today.
And sadly, this is something that we do see regularly. Again, to use an example from the terrorist space, it's not the exact same, but similarly, after the Christchurch attack, the majority of people sharing that video were actually sharing it to call outrage, to express sympathy. This is actually quite a significant problem when you look at the research from groups like the Internet Watch Foundation.
Yeah, that's why you fucking clap the main person who posted it. What are you talking about? Are you saying it's a larger problem? What the fuck? Bro, this guy should go to jail. Actually, what the fuck? Elon should go to jail. Fuck this guy.
Be suspended anyway. There is no excuse for resharing that sort of material, whether it's related to terrorism or whether it's child exploitation. If somebody's sharing that material, they're still sharing it. It doesn't matter why they're doing it. They should be suspended. That's the only way that you're going to enable people to have confidence of what's happening.
Bro, it's wild that Elon Musk's proposal on this was calmer than like Ethan making fun of him with a parody account. Ethan Klein made a fucking parody account of Elon Musk and got banned for like a month. This dude got personally restored by Elon after sharing child pornography. It was like a right-wing QAnon account. What the fuck? And also, wait. Am I crazy, or was this also the guy who had child predation in his background too, personally? Yet another QAnon guy, like a high-profile QAnon guy. Fuck, what was it? Yeah, what is it? The Dom Lucre or whatever. Isn't that the guy? Am I crazy? Am I making this up? I might be mistaking him with another psychotic QAnon guy. A lot of no. It is Dom Lucre, but I don't know if he had a background, like if he got actually arrested. No, this is the account that he restored, the account that actually posted the CP. Apparently, the content was the same shit found on Josh Duggar's computer. By the way, like one of the most infamous cases of child pornography. I wonder how that account got a hold of some of the footage. Very interesting. That dude also got Twitter ad revenue. Fucking Jesus Christ. Yeah, he posted it on Twitter and a bunch of his fucking followers reposted it. My man posted child pornography for Twitter ad revenue. Elon restored his account and deleted the CP and restored his account. Okay, that's what happened. This is a real thing that happened. I tweeted about it back when it happened. And now, from that fallout, there was an understandable, CSAM, child sexual abuse material is the technical term for it. That's what he had posted, which is highly illegal to have on your hard drives. It is highly and understandably illegal to distribute it, to show it to other people. But because he said, oh man, he posted about it angrily, that it was fine to restore his account. He got banned. Elon personally unbanned him and deleted the post. That's it. That's what he did. It's kind of weird that, like, this is not world-breaking news, by the way. That's what's wild to me about this situation, is that, like, a lot of people here didn't even know about it, even though I've covered it before. Obviously, I haven't. I mean, here, Jordan Peterson, and it's getting just impossible to find child porn. Yeah, guess what, dude? Don't worry, Jordan. It's not. It's not impossible. You can say we don't have a lot of faith and trust in what you're saying here today, said the Senator Poley. Linda Yacario says, by all objective metrics, X is a much healthier and safer platform than it was a year ago.
A lot of hate, and there's a lot of vitriol and conspiracy theory.
It goes beyond the hate and vitriol. We're talking about child pornography at this point.
And those attract a lot of eyeballs too. And so if you're a brand and a business, why would you feel safe advertising?
I think that's an appropriate question. I think some of the headline comments or phrases need to be continually.
Oh, you're right. The guy that was outed for being a pedophile was Maj Toure 999. You're right.
Brought to light and debunked, and I'm glad you asked. But I want to be clear. For almost 11 years, my previous experience was at NBC Universal. And a large part of my remit was overseeing all the advertising revenue and partnerships for the company. And our number one social partner was Twitter. And Twitter was safe, and we felt comfortable always being there.
But not all brands. I mean, a lot of brands have left.
Okay, hang on. I'm going. I hear you. And I want to take that last 10 years and put it in perspective, because by all objective metrics, X is a much healthier and safer platform than it was a year ago. Since acquisitions, we have built brand safety and content moderation tools that have never existed before at this company. And we've introduced a new policy to your specific point.
Let me tell you a little bit about that. Here it is. Chuds of TikTok says pedocon theory remains undefeated. Someone made a list of some of the big conservative accounts that did not pass the CSE test. Dom Lucre was suspended for posting child porn, but quickly reinstated by Elon. Let's take a look at some of the big replies from big Twitter accounts that claim to be all about saving the children and ending human trafficking. When posting child exploitation material, just use special filters. Elon responded, only people on our CSE team have seen those pictures. For now, we will delete those posts and reinstate the account. The redheaded libertarian, thank you. Dom should use special filters to protect the children moving forward. Protecting the children by posting child porn. Yeah, just put it under a special filter. This person says, will posting child porn affect his ability to make money? Will he lose his subs and ability to earn money on the platform? This person says, and wokeness, another account, thank you. Can we just get rid of account bans altogether? Just stop banning accounts. That will definitely be better for combating child porn, especially banning accounts in this context, banning accounts that post child porn. Thank you, Elon, says Gunther Eagleman, which sounds like an insane name. Dom Lucre is a legit gift. Tip, if trolled by a liberal fuck on here, Twitter, reply okay groomer, then block. Great stuff, man. It's awesome. Great stuff. That's what this fucking website has turned into. Here, the reason for the suspension should be shown along with the ability to appeal quickly and easily. Only people on our CSE team have seen those pictures. For now, we will delete the post and reinstate the account. Thank you. Can we just get rid of account bans altogether? Surely some accounts deserve to be banned. Posts can be taken down if they violate the TOS, but not accounts. I'm not shocked that this account is dying on the hill of posting child pornography should be okay. Yeah, that's end wokeness, by the way. Making tens of thousands of dollars directly out of Elon's pockets for all of the delicious white supremacist nonsense that they have posted. Madness, dude. Absolute fucking madness.